Hello everybody, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi. This is Pooja Singh. Today we are going to discuss that why you should choose sociology as your optional subject. And for that we have our esteemed faculty member with us, Subash Mohapatra sir. He holds 37 years of teaching experience and published many books and articles. Not just that, he has delivered lectures in many academic and research forums. Well, he has a wide screen presence on UGC TV network. And not just that, he has guided many civil servant aspirants. Now, I would like to introduce Sir in the frame. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today. It is a great pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Pooja.
Sir, first question that I'm going to ask on the behalf of students is that, what is the role that optional is going to play in UPSC journey? How important optional is in UPSC journey?
See, when you are writing UPSC, don't consider this as an exam. You know, the moment you consider this is just an exam, so you will not be able to do justice to a particular paper, subject, that is going to determine your destiny. You know, optional paper carries 500 marks. If you go only by marks, then you treat your optional in a mechanical manner. You have to choose an optional for which you have got a kind of emotional attachment. I will not be saying mental attachment, emotional attachment. Emotional attachment in the sense, whether you feel for the subject or not, whether you have got mental affiliation with this subject or not, whether you are able to understand the demands of the discipline or not, and more importantly, whether you are going to carry that optional subject with you throughout your UPSC journey. Mind you, when you love a subject, it lives with you. When you study a subject, you just keep the content in your mind. So develop that love and passion for the subject. And the subject or the discipline will be there in your grip. I'm giving a very beautiful example.
Yes.
My encounter with sociology was a chance encounter.
Okay.
I was a student of economics. My uncle was a professor of physics in America. He told me, don't go for economics, you go for sociology rather. I switched over to sociology. And I saw sociology as a discipline is so popular in Europe, America, in all parts of the world. It is so popular because there are two reasons. You never study sociology. You live with sociology.
Okay.
For example, I'm giving your example.
Sure.
As a girl, when you sit back at home and father comes from the office and asking for a glass of water, your brother may be sitting there, you will be the first one to get up from your seat and offer me a glass of water.
True.
So you live with sociology, how society looks at a woman, her responsibilities, both domestic and in outside domestic world, public world and private world. So we live our social life on everyday basis.
Yes.
So therefore, you know, when you are asking this question, what is the importance of an optional paper? If you feel that optional, live with that optional, relate yourself with that optional does wonders for you. That may be optional 1, optional 2 or optional 3. Saying so, technical aspect I'm talking about, optional can give you a score of 300 to 310 marks if you're doing justice to the optional.
Yes.
So in one paper, you get 150 marks. And that marks you will not be getting in any paper of your UPSC preparation. Optional will determine your rank. Optional will make your GS preparation easier. Because if you are missing out some marks in GS, optional is going to compensate it. Optional will give you an outlook to better performance in case of interviews. So therefore, optional is the heart and soul of UPSC preparation. It's not just a paper, it's not just a subject. So it is heart and soul of UPSC preparation. Therefore, you have to develop emotional connect with optional paper than with a mental connect.
True, sir. We definitely know, sir, now the importance of optional in UPSC journey. So how should one know that sociology is their optional subject, that it is the subject that is going to work for them?
See, when you choose your optional, first thing you have to keep in mind, optional never fails students. It is the students who fail the optional.
True, sir.
And reason being, most of the people coming for UPSC, they come with loads of pressure. There are many quitting the job and coming for preparation. There are many coming for preparation to fulfill the dreams of their parents and family. And some, stake many things. They put many things at stake. And they come for UPSC preparation, mortgaging their land, borrowing money, or saving money from their jobs. There are loads of pressure on the students. So when they choose an optional, they go with a herd mentality. This is the optional, doing well, we should go for it. And now in this information world, all kinds of informations are available.
True, sir.
And informations most of the time are not authentic or genuine. And the students get guided by it. They go with a herd mentality and opt for an optional for which they don't have any mental, intellectual inclination. As I told you earlier, unless you feel that optional very coherently, if your cognitive mind is not connecting yourself with that optional and you choose that optional, optional will be playing the role of a villain in your preparation stage. To be very specific about the optional, and I'll be only concentrating on sociology.
Yes, sir.
I have seen over the years, students across the disciplines, engineers, doctors, legal students of legal law, management, science subjects, commerce, and social science students, they consider sociology is their darling. Why they go for sociology? They go for sociology for two reasons.
Okay.
Reason number one is everybody is having some kind of understanding about social life. You live your life as a boy or as a girl, as a rich person or as a poor person. You live your life as a conscious citizen, or you are living your life as a villager or an urbanite. You belong to different classes and you have your own life experience. And if you look into syllabus of sociology, you'll be finding out it reflects on your life. It talks about women issues, talks about farmers movement, talks about caste system, talks about family, talks about social conflict. So when somebody reads sociology, he's already having a foundation in sociology.
True, sir.
So therefore it becomes easier for everybody to opt for sociology. What they ultimately need is what they know. A teacher has to polish it. Teacher has to tell the students, very importantly, how common sensual observation is different from sociological imagination. Therefore, you have raw materials ready in your mind. Only you need a kind of direction how to explain things happening around you in a sociological manner. So therefore, many students cutting across the discipline, they opt for sociology. They do well in sociology. Because of the reason they have got an inclination for sociology. They have got a strong foundation in sociology. And it will be interesting to know in the universities of the country, in engineering course, they teach a paper on sociology.
Okay.
In law, they teach a paper course on sociology. So criminal justice system, they teach a paper on sociology. Environment, they teach a paper on sociology.
So it is everywhere.
Development economics, they teach a paper in sociology.
Yes, sir.
So sociology is there everywhere, whatever course you may be doing.
Yes, sir.
So some kind of professional exposure to sociology is there. life experience to sociology is there.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, others should not feel envy why so many people are coming for sociology.
Yes, sir, definitely. So, as we have discussed that many students from different background are taking sociology as their optional. So, how does having a background in sociology benefits or matters in taking or choosing the optional?
This is a very interesting question.
Yes, sir.
Over the years, I have found out most of the toppers of sociology are engineers.
Okay.
This time you take the case of these two students.
Yes, sir.
Rank 8th, he was an engineering student.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
13th Medha, he was a non-sociology student, engineer once again.
Okay.
So why engineers or non-sociology students do better in comparison to sociology students?
Yes, sir.
If you go for an introspection, you'll be finding out UPSC Sociology is greatly different from academic sociology.
Okay.
One has to demarcate the boundary between the both. In academics, you are supposed to know everything about everything. You have to go for in-depth analysis. UPSC demands from you analytical explanation.
Okay.
UPSC demands from you a kind of critical analysis.
Okay.
Suppose a government policy, you may be getting a question on government policy. So critically evaluate that policy. But in university exam, suppose I am giving you an example.
Okay, sir.
We teach Marx in sociology, Weber in sociology. In academics, in universities, we teach the students about what Weberian theory of bureaucracy is all about. How contemporary scholars are reflecting on Weberian theory of bureaucracy, adding on to his contributions. But how Weberian theory of bureaucracy is applicable to contemporary world in the post-globalized era. Such kind of questions are not asked in the universities.
Okay.
So you get theoretical knowledge, in-depth knowledge on a particular subject in the university. That is this syllabus design. Because we teach students in the university to become professors.
Okay. Yes, sir.
We train students here to understand a problem, critically analyze it, so that when they become administrator, they will be understanding the problem in an analytical way and find out effective solution to it.
Exactly.
So poverty we explain from theoretical perspective in the university. But here, various kinds of poverty, poverty alleviation programs, how poverty can be reduced, intervention measures. So that students should understand. So therefore, there is a clear-cut demarcation between these two kinds of preparation. Therefore, an excellent student in sociology, no guarantee will be getting highest mark in sociology paper of UPSC.
Okay.
Approach is different. Content may be primarily similar. Topics may be similar. The course materials may be similar. You may be going for same kind of readings. But in UPSC, you have to apply your mind. You have to go for analysis.
Okay.
You have to go for criticality. You have to explain a thing from multidimensional perspective. There you get into the details of theoretical framework. So that makes the distinction between the both.
Okay.
So therefore, you cannot always guarantee that a person with a background in sociology is going to do well in sociology than non-sociology students.
Okay.
And UPSC result is a reflection of that.
True.
Most of the students, most of the time, on all years, getting good rank in sociology are non-sociology students.
True, sir. Definitely is clear from the results also that background is definitely not needed to choose sociology.
Love and passion for the subject is important.
Definitely, sir.
Connectivity is important. Quality of materials they refer to, that is important.
True, sir.
And sociology is a discipline where you are not supposed to learn. You have to open up your mind.
Yes.
Once you open up your mind, then sky is the limit.
And it is definitely an interesting subject.
Interesting subject. I am giving you one explanation. See,
Yes, sir.
suppose you talk about poverty. Poverty, when you prepare for GS, you look into family income, consumption of food items in terms of calories. But when sociologically you look into poverty, see how we open up a particular topic. Poverty has multiple dimensions. One dimension to poverty is economic poverty. Most important dimension to poverty is not just economic poverty. It's poverty of knowledge. If you live in a democratic society, you don't have knowledge about citizens' rights. You don't have knowledge about political institutions. So in that society, you cannot play your effective role as a citizen. You cannot contribute for the political development of the country.
True, sir.
Participative democracy is not possible when you are suffering from poverty of knowledge. So poverty of rights, that also comes under poverty of knowledge. So therefore poverty of knowledge is important. Poverty of character is important. Rape, murder, crime, why it is taking place in country? Because people suffer from poverty of character.
True, sir.
If you don't respect a woman as a person, if you look at a woman as primarily subdued species, then you'll be engaged in violence against others. So therefore, if you look into this kind of violence, the reason is people lack poverty of character. A society will never grow if in that society people suffer from poverty of character, poverty of knowledge. Economic poverty can be eliminated
True, sir.
by creating employment, giving subsidies. But a nation will not grow unless people carry rich cultural character.
True.
So therefore, sociology gives you a kind of broader mental horizon on different issues and themes. And that is the beauty of sociology.
True, sir. And definitely when an administrator will learn all these things in this subject, there will be no these kind of poverty
Let me tell you a very interesting thing.
Yes, sir.
I think there is a collector from Assam. He sent me a message yesterday.
Okay.
And he wrote a message. Sir, I'm going to primarily attend a particular, attend a function in which I'm going to discuss about, the problem of conflict in that particular area. And the moment I'm planning about my lecture, I thought about your lectures in the class.
Okay.
So, sociology helps students more when they become an administrator
Yes,
than
sir.
just helping them out to prepare for UPSC examination and get a good score. You see, what an administrator does, he is looking into community development program. He is looking into tribal issues. He is initiating rural development program. He is addressing to different kinds of unrest and protest. Everything is being taught in sociology.
True, sir.
So he knows historicity of the problem. He knows the roots of the problem. He knows why this problem is primarily magnified.
True.
He knows what will be the impact of this primarily issue on the larger society. Therefore, he is having lots of information in hand.
True,
And
sir.
using that information, he can be an effective administrator. Therefore, sociology lives with your life for all times to come. It is not just an examination. It is not just a paper that is helping you out to get a good score in the exam.
So it is definitely an interesting subject as well as a very essential part of your life.
Yes.
So you should be involved in this
You
subject.
don't study sociology.
Yes.
Sociology, gets ingrained in you. You feel it, you breathe it, you live with it.
Great, sir. So it is such an interesting conversation. So coming back to sociology optional. So what is the syllabus? And talking about its vertical, horizontal depth.
Right.
So what should be the strategy to start it, or how should we cover the syllabus of sociology optional?
See, completing sociology optional paper requires 4 to 5 months time.
Okay.
If one goes for genuine, devoted, committed preparation. Because if people say syllabus is short, syllabus is comprehensive, I'll not be getting into that. I'll be telling you, first vertical character of the syllabus, then I'll be going for horizontal expansion of the syllabus. If you look at sociology has 2 papers, like any other optional paper. If you look at paper 1, it is divided into 3 parts.
Okay.
Simply 3 parts. First part of paper 1 sociology syllabus deals with origin of sociology. And always keep in mind, in 19th century Europe, revolutions took place. French Revolution gave rise to political transformation. Industrial Revolution gave rise to economic transformation. Before that, Renaissance gave way to ideological transformation. Secularism came into prominence, equality, liberty, fraternity, justice, humanism. All these ideologies came into prominence. And that broke down the basic character of hierarchical feudal Europe. People became more enterprising. They became more demanding. They asked for a new kind of state, new form of freedom, individual rights. So their society went for structural transformation. So to reflect on this change, a discipline evolved called as sociology. Therefore, we generally speak that sociology is a child of European modernity.
Okay.
So when sociology evolved, much before sociology, political science has developed, history has developed, philosophy has developed, psychology even has developed. So what sociology did, borrowed elements from other disciplines.
Okay.
Borrowed from political philosophers, historical antecedents, philosophical imaginations, psychological theories, borrowed ideas from all disciplines, and demarcated a new primarily pathway for it. Therefore, you will be finding out sociology by its birth is developing that interdisciplinarity. When you do sociology, you do bit of politics, bit of history, bit of economics, bit of philosophy, bit of psychology. So you become primarily jackal of all subjects. I would not be saying master of none. You are master on your own.
True.
So therefore, what sociology has done, interestingly, is developing primarily borrowing ideas from other disciplines and explaining that in a sociological way. So this is in first part of sociology you do.
Okay.
First part. Second part of sociology, you do how to conduct sociological research. Whether sociology is a science or it's a behavioral discipline. If science, which kind of method you should use. If a behavioral discipline, how should you be using other kinds of methods. That all we discuss about. Third part of the sociology is about institutions.
Okay.
Institutions in the sense, political institutions, democracy, citizenship, civil society. So all these things you discuss.
Okay.
Secularization. Then you discuss about economic institution, family institution of family, religious institution, study of inequality, and social change. Paper 1. So the beauty of sociology is each chapter of sociology is connected to other chapters. There is a chapter on sociological theory. When society is changing in Europe, all these scholars are coming forward and reflecting on that change. Marx is talking about change. Durkheim talks about change. Weber talks about change. Change in family, change in religion, change in mode of production, they talk about it. So their contributions on change, you do in different institutions. So if you are thorough in sociological theories, institutions will be cakewalk for you.
Okay.
If you look into sociology syllabus, interestingly you'll be finding out, in every institution chapter, first line is demarcated. Approaches to the study of family. Approaches to the study of religion. Approaches to the study of economic life. Approaches means approaches of these scholars. So therefore, if you go for vertical analysis of the syllabus,
Yes, sir.
you primarily develop an understanding about sociological theory in depth and apply these theories at ease with other areas of your sociology preparation for paper 1.
True.
So everything primarily is connected in sociology. So that's why it becomes easy for the students to prepare sociology in 4 to 5 months' time.
Okay.
Paper 1. Paper 2 similarly has 3 components. First component talks about historical antecedent of Indian society.
Okay.
So how Cultural theory looks at Indian society. Marxist theory look at Indian society. How through observation, scientific analysis we explain Indian society. How nationalism developed. How modernization changed Indian society. Role of Protestant movement for social change. This part you do. Introducing India. Second part, once again, you do primarily social structures. Caste you do, tribe you do, family you do, religion you do. Then you are doing political institutions, all these institutions you do.
Yes, sir.
Then you do social movement, population and social change. And these are current affairs related topics.
Yes, sir.
So if you do rural development, urban development, industries, population, everything that you do in sociology, do have a strong interface with your UPSC preparation. Because they are current affairs related areas.
True, sir. So definitely it's interdisciplinary also, and also it has overlapping in both two papers.
Not only two papers, 60% overlapping is there.
Okay.
You do religion in paper 1, religion in paper 2. Family marriage kinship paper 1, family marriage kinship paper 2. Economic system paper 1, economic system paper 2. Social change paper 1, social change paper 2. So the beauty is you read theories in paper 1, Indian explanation of these theories in paper 2, connect them. And both the knowledge you get integrate and write answer both for paper 1 and paper 2. This is about sociology. And that is primarily vertical explanation. Horizontal I'm talking about. Horizontal when I'm talking about, I'm discussing about interface of sociology in other domains of UPSC preparation. If you look at paper 1, 1/3 of the questions in GS paper 1 comes on social issues.
Yes, sir.
And all these social issues you do in GS paper 1 is the last chapter of paper 2 of sociology syllabus.
Okay.
There you do communalism, there you do illiteracy, there you do caste conflict, there you do urban problems, everything that is there in social issue, you do in sociology paper 2 last chapter.
Okay.
And you have certain components of history in GS paper 1. So that we do in the first chapter of GS paper 2. Sociology paper 2.
Okay.
That is, Protestant movement during colonial period.
True, sir.
Then social context of nationalism. So that also you do, covering certain areas of history.
True, sir. As also you talked about the social changes during the
European modernity.
Europe.
That also
Yes,
you do world history.
Yes, sir.
Again, you find out whatever you do in GS paper 2, citizenship, you look into role of NGOs, Panchayati Raj institution, regionalism. So all these chapters you do in detail in sociology.
Okay.
So facts you write, look at the beauty of it.
Yes, sir.
Everybody will be writing facts in GS. Imagination, analysis, criticality will be added to these facts only by the students, those who have done sociology.
Okay.
Therefore, you will be giving flesh and blood to your GS answer using sociological imagination in your GS answers.
Okay.
So that will be putting you in an advantage. Similarly, in science, technology, economics, we do poverty. We do, 5-year plans. We do primarily, globalization. So these areas, they can also be easily using in economics chapter.
Okay.
And ethics is having a strong interface with sociology. Sociological theories are all about what? Different theories talk about, what is ethical behavior. There are books written by these scholars.
Okay.
Like Max Weber talks about Protestant ethics, how giving rise to the growth of capitalism.
Okay.
Durkheim talks about nationalist ethics, how that is to be pursued by the people for nation building process. So therefore, Western philosophers and their perception of ethics. Then in paper 2 sociology, you do primarily cultural ethics, Indology.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, loads of ethics materials you are getting in sociology. If you are clever enough, you can be giving new dimension to your ethics answer.
True, sir.
And another important thing I would like to tell you.
Sure, sir.
Every year you get one essay topic that is directly lifted from sociology.
Okay.
That may be on education, that may be on women, that may be on development, that may be on globalization, that may be on rural development, that may be on primarily, smart cities, or one philosophical question that may come in essay.
Okay.
You can directly get input from sociology.
Okay.
So sociology gives you an edge over others in writing an essay, doing justice to different areas of GS preparation. And most importantly,
yes, sir.
When you go for an interview, the interviewer are not just searching for content to the question. They are searching for your criticality, your reflexivity, your imagination, your practicality or rationality. And sociology gives you so much of dimension to any problem you study. You will be giving a quality answer in comparison to others.
True, sir.
Suppose if they ask you a question, how do you consider poverty can be eliminated in India? If you are a smart primary candidate, you can carry a smile. Sir, government is doing sufficiently well to eliminate poverty. But economic poverty can be eliminated. But poverty of character is very difficult to address.
Very smartly answered.
And that will be giving you 200 marks.
Yes, sir.
I have seen many of my students are crossing 200 marks in the interview because sociology has given them a kind of foresight, capacity to imagine, comprehend.
True.
So if you get less marks somewhere, interview will compensate for it, essay will compensate for it. Therefore, sociology is not a subject, it's a package.
True, sir.
Therefore, I told you, feel for this subject. Keep that within yourself, in your heart and soul.
True, sir.
This will be giving you so much of rewards. Not just as a candidate clearing the exam, as a person. You'll be more humble, you'll be more moderate, you'll be more reflexive, you'll be more understanding. So you'll evolve into a better human being.
True, sir. It is not just an interesting subject, it is a smart subject, if we say.
Smart subject, and it lives with you for all times to come.
True, sir. True, sir. So what are the major themes or topics that we are going to cover in this sociology optional?
That I've discussed with you already.
Yes, sir.
Sociology, in paper 1, I told you these 3 areas are there.
Yes, sir.
Paper 2, these 3 components are there. I don't want to discuss in detail about the themes.
Yes, sir.
But always keep this in mind. All the topics you do in sociology, in one way or the other, you have experienced it in your everyday life. For example, I'm giving you one, contemporary example.
Sure, sir.
Yesterday, I was just watching a video that was talking about divorce rate is increasing in India. Problem of elderly is becoming challenging in the context of India. But we had a culture in Indian society. Janani janma bhumischa sorgadapi gariyasi.
Okay.
Mother and motherland are superior to heaven.
Okay.
So whatever we have primarily achieved in this life are all dedicated to our parents. So now we find out that cultural themes, perspectives, imagination is losing credence. So people are becoming more self-centric. They're becoming much more concerned about their own private growth. They're more concerned about making money and living a luxurious lifestyle. So individualism, self-orientation, achievement orientation is disconnecting people from their family, kinship, other organizations which used to give them some emotional compatibility. So now in sociology, we are discussing in past types of family, forms of marriage. This has now become irrelevant.
Okay.
So therefore now live-in relationship, intimacy, and most importantly, how families break down, households are developing, old age homes are making appearance. So we can discuss about sociology of old age home. How a new form of community is developing.
True.
People are developing interpersonal relationship, shedding tears remembering their family, but living with life on the basis of the command of the present.
True, sir.
So therefore, sociology is such a discipline which is very elastic in character. It changes with changing times. So what you all need is to have a third eye.
Okay.
Perceive, imagine, think, write. So therefore, I keep telling my students, sociology is not there in the books. It is there in your imagination. And the role of a teacher is to inject that imagination in the mind of the student. Therefore, everybody becomes reflective, they become analytical, they think out of the box and write the answer. That examiner will be feeling delighted to read it because it is new, it is reflexive in character.
Sir, talking about the third eye, the imagination, sir,
Yes.
how would you describe sociological imagination, sir?
See, I will not be saying
Yes, sir.
that I lived all my life with sociology.
Okay.
Anything that I see around, I see sociology in it. I cannot expect a student with 5 months of exposure to sociology will develop that kind of imagination. Sociological imagination can be done in 3 different ways.
Okay.
Imagine through the lens of the sociologist.
Okay.
First kind of sociological imagination. First is imagine through the lens of the imagination of sociologist. Suppose you are a feminist. You must be knowing about feminism.
Definitely, sir.
So if you are a feminist, when you are bringing a glass of water for your father, you'll be questioning to your brother, why me, not you?
Yes, sir.
So therefore that glass of water you are carrying for your father, I can be explaining from different sociological perspective. One, father is earning money. He is having economic control over the family. Therefore, he is giving you order and you are following it because you are dependent on him. Here I talk about Marx. Father is giving order because you have got family love and respect for him. It is your culture that has taught you cultural explanation to your act.
Okay.
I'll be explaining that in a functional way. After giving him the glass of water, you are asking Dad, I have to go to market to buy certain things. He is holding your hand and taking you to market. Functional perspective.
Okay.
When you are questioning to your brother, that time this is feminist approach.
Okay.
So they have imagined reality in their own way. You have to just thread them together. That is one kind of sociological imagination.
Okay.
Second kind of sociological imagination is imagine through the imagination of the people you study. Imagine through the imagination of the people you study. Very interesting. That reminds me of one incident. If you go to Odisha, you'll be finding out people explain ghost
Okay.
in different ways. They say when a person is dead and his dreams are unfulfilled, that person's spirit is converted into a ghost. And there are 2 kinds of ghost. Ghost of men and ghost of women. And they give nomenclature to it. This is not the right platform to explain it. And they give nomenclature to it.
True, sir.
Story is not ending here. Women dying unmarried, their ghost is having one nomenclature. Married women, their ghost is having another nomenclature.
True, sir.
Brahmin ghost is having one nomenclature. Muslim ghost do have another nomenclature.
True, sir. True.
So ghost is something that we may be, laughing at. People are stupid, they're irrational, they're talking about ghost. But look into their perception of ghost at par with their culture.
True.
So they explain ghost in terms of religion, in terms of caste, in terms of gender, in terms of marital status. And they live with it.
True, sir.
And they classify a ghost in terms of their power. If a woman is dying young and converted into a ghost, she'll be more dangerous, more powerful.
True.
If her spirit is entering into the body of somebody, then that spirit will be more ferocious, dangerous. So therefore, when a person is possessed by a ghost, that affects to mental health. Our modern conception of mental health is different from rural people's perception of mental health.
True. True.
They'll not say that one is having psychic disorder. They'll say ghost has entered into the body of the person.
True, sir.
So this is imagining things from the perspective of the people. How people look at a favorite politician, imagine it from their perspective to understand political behavior, electoral success of different political parties. So second kind of sociological imagination is imagination through the imagination of the people that you are studying or
Studying.
talking about.
True, sir.
Third kind of imagination is multi-dimensional interpretation.
Okay.
Any question comes,
Hmm.
explain caste from sociological perspective, economic perspective of caste, political perspective of caste, psychological perspective of caste. So taking multiple dimension, you develop a sociological imagination.
Hmm.
So for caste in context,
Hmm.
in UP context, what is caste will not be similar to what caste means in Odisha context,
True.
Punjab context,
True.
because their history is different, culture is different, perception of caste is different.
True, sir.
And there's a very interesting saying. Caste changes with changing monsoon. When you become a little rich, you change your caste.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So therefore, caste is a perception.
Hmm.
Caste is contextual. Caste has an economic dimension. Caste has political connotation. So if you connect them together, that is sociological imagination.
Great, sir. This is very deep conversation.
Yes. So the beauty of sociology is
Yes, sir.
you don't have to take any stress.
Yes, sir.
There was one student who is now into IAS.
Yes,
Just
sir.
one day before the exam, she gives me a call. Tells me, sir, कुछ याद ही नहीं आ रहा है. I told her, you sleep.
Okay.
She had a nice sleep. Next day, she wrote the exam and got into IAS. She's
Great,
now in
sir.
Uttarakhand cadre.
Okay.
So whenever she meets, she laughs, sir, that is what happened to me. Because sociology, you have to just imagine, perceive, think, enjoy, and write.
Okay.
No stress. It's a stress buster, actually.
Actually, sir, knowing about the syllabus,
You
then
talk to any student, they will be saying, sir, 2.5 hours class is a stress buster for us. We go, enjoy, we laugh, and by the time we come back, our topic is done.
great, sir. This is the reason I guess this is such a common optional syllabus among so many students. It is a stress buster in such long journey of UPSC. So it is definitely going
See,
to
one
work.
thing, let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
I breathe in sociology.
Yes.
I think in terms of sociology. And when I go to the class, every lecture becomes new because I just think, imagine, and speak.
It's innovative every time.
Every time it is innovative. My lectures are not primarily duplicated.
Yes, sir.
And students enjoy it. And everyday life examples are given to them.
Great, sir. Sir, one more thing that as we are seeing the final results of 2023. So how would you say sociology is performing? How the scores of the students are showing?
This time result has been outstanding.
Yes, sir.
Within past 10, you have 1, 2, 3 or 4 students there sociology. Past 20, you had 6 students in sociology. So every year you find out 1 to 2 students with sociology are there in past 10. 5, 6 students will be there in past 100.
Okay.
And total number of students, percentage it in 11% or 12%. In terms of the number of students taking sociology and the number of candidates clearing with sociology, sociology is highest.
Okay.
Other subjects, they have more number of students. So therefore, they have more number of, candidates qualifying.
True.
And over the years, sociology has been consistent. I consider it maybe because of 2 reasons. Many subjects do have their peaks and downs. Sociology has always been a consistent subject.
Okay.
Consistent because, sociology, you cannot learn and write answers. You have to be innovative, you have to be creative, you have to be reflective. Stereotype answers are not acceptable in sociology.
Okay.
Therefore, what we do is that we give a kind of, loads of information to the students. Ignite their intellectual capability and cognitive capabilities.
True.
They write varieties of answers.
True, sir.
So examiner will find out freshness in the answer, originality in the answer, rich content in the answer. So therefore, students always do better with sociology.
True, sir.
It's not a stereotype preparation.
Sir, I definitely agree with you because sociology has been a very stress buster subject. As I also had this subject in my graduation, I wrote it in Hindi, Samaj Shastra. So I never took stress before the examination. It was such a relaxing subject for me. So in following up the same question, so how would we say the case studies that are included in this optional paper. So how does the case studies make sure that we have the excellent answers?
Because this is being primarily told in the market, case studies are important, dropping names are important, which are not that important as much importance you are giving it.
Yeah.
See, let me tell you one life experience.
Sure, sir.
When I was doing my graduation, we had a theory paper. And I prepared all the theories, classical theories, Marx, Weber, Durkheim, Mead. Examiner was very clever. He asked all the questions on Karl Marx. Maybe he was a Marxist or he wanted to befool the examiner, students. For past 10 minutes, I started thinking. Since all questions came on Marx, and I have prepared few chapters from Marx, how to write the answer. I thought and wrote and got highest mark in the university. And that mark is still, even today, that mark is highest.
Great, sir.
So that means what, It's not my personal, primarily, academic glory. If you imagine, think and write, there will be novelty in your answer. Therefore, I keep telling my students, what is a case study all about? I studied a village, wrote about my observation. You studied a village, you wrote about your observation.
Okay.
That may be village study, or that may be urban issue study, that may be crime study, that may be population study. So different people study different things and they give their observations.
Okay.
When you are giving different dimension to a problem while writing answer, you substantiate your argument by these case studies.
Okay.
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 So case studies give a feel to the examiner that you have read sociology, you know different studies, and using studies differently to substantiate your answer. And I don't know, many times what the students do without developing an argument. They say, this person has said this person has said this person has said this. Examiner understands. This boy has no understanding of sociology. He has copied it down from different sources and throwing information on his face. He will be punished. Therefore, when you are writing an answer, first thing you dissect the question. Question will be having different parts. Develop argument on each part of the question. Suppose question comes, what is globalization? How globalization has been able to eradicate poverty in India. First part, what is globalization? Then poverty.
Okay.
So views in favor of poverty eradication, views in favor of rich becoming richer and poor becoming poorer. Another dimension you can bring, regional variations in poverty. So if you divide the question into different parts, and to substantiate each part you draw case studies, there will be novelty, logicality, rationality in your answer. You will get 300 marks. If you Samarthya Sen tell this person tells this, that person tells this, you are not teaching him, you are not primarily citing Ramayana or Mahabharata. What Sugriv said, what Bali said. So they will be punished. So therefore case studies are primarily double-edged weapons. If you handle it carefully, you win a war.
True.
If you don't use it carefully, you kill yourself.
True, sir. So definitely we know now how we can write good answers.
Yes.
Sir, what should be the study material we should look for before we enroll in this optional program, sir?
That reminds me of one beautiful statement that my teacher, Professor Bethe, has given me once.
Yes, sir.
He told me, Subhas, always students try to write for the best answers. In search of that best answer, first answer never comes. Because everyone wants that first answer will be the best answer. There is nothing as such which is best answer.
Okay.
Best answer is that what examiner feels that it is good. It is fresh. It carries content. Carries novelty. That answer is best answer. If you repeat the same best answer to another examiner next year, you may land up with lower marks. So therefore, how to define a best answer, that is primarily a big question.
Okay, sir.
But we can always speak about a quality answer. In order to write a quality answer, most important thing is understanding the demand of the question.
Okay.
What most of the time students do, they have prepared something and they don't read the question carefully. And whenever they see these words and the name are there, they jump into primarily the question and write what they have studied.
Okay.
For example, short note will come, sociological analysis of suicide. There is a theory of suicide given by Durkheim. And once they see the word suicide is used, they're writing about Durkheim. Durkheim is the only sociologist talking about suicide. His contribution is primarily phenomenal. Talks about 4 kinds of suicide. They'll be writing this story. Read the question first. Sociological analysis of suicide. How sociologists reflect on suicide. Suicide is not a personal choice.
True.
Suicide is a product of social conditioning. Farmers committing suicide because of social conditioning. Students not clearing NEET exam committing suicide because of social conditioning. We put so much of stress on the students. Investing money. Always telling that you are born genius Einstein. You must have to clear it in one attempt. So much of stress we are putting on the kids. They consider either we clear or life becomes meaningless. If we tell our children it is one of the exam, that is not the end of your life. They will take the exam as the exam. They will not be taking exam as the war.
Exactly, sir.
So therefore, social conditioning forcing people to commit suicide. Young girls commit suicide when they are becoming the victims of domestic violence.
True, sir.
Because that social condition is being created. So give these beautiful examples. Social conditions differ from India to China. So therefore suicide that is factored in case of India is bound to be different from America. What are these social conditions? Conditions in family, conditions of place of work, condition on youth, condition on unemployed people. It's creative answer, imaginative answer. Then you bring in Durkheim's theory at the end.
Okay.
So this is how you have to write an answer. First, understand the demand of the question. And while writing an answer, you try to give freshness to your answer. Don't write bookish answer. Because an examiner is sitting there from morning till evening to correct 15 to 20 scripts. If he reads same kind of content, same kind of language, same kind of explanation, he will be punishing you or giving you moderate marks.
True, sir.
And getting 120 marks is equivalent to 0. Because next year you have to start afresh.
True, sir.
Therefore, know what you are writing. Know what you are supposed to write. Don't be in a hurry. Understand the demand of the question. Divide the question into different parts. Give freshness to your answer. Originality should be there in your answer. Contemporary examples you can give. So once your answer is original, makes you get highest mark.
Great.
So it should not be bookish answer, it should not be monotonous answer, it should not be copied from the textbook. और एक stupid thing बोलते हैं, topper's answer. Or what nonsense topper's answer?
Yes, sir.
Who is a topper today was like you last year.
Yes, sir.
So you write your own answer will be best answer. Make your answer best answer. Than primarily standing on the crutch given to you by somebody, borrowed from somebody.
True, sir. So definitely insightful. So again, the study material that we were talking about. So what we should look out for before we join this optional program?
See, if you join Vajiram, you are not supposed to read any book.
Okay.
Come with a fresh mind. Listen to the lectures. Take down your notes. And go back home, read these notes and make a summary of the notes. We'll be giving you some supplementary materials. 1 or 2 books I'll be suggesting you to keep that in front of your table. Just refer to them as and when this is required. And those who are not joining the course, I'll be advising them to go for quality materials. don't ever compromise with the quality of materials. Nowadays, there is a trend in the market. This book covers everything, read it.
Okay.
And students jump into that.
True, sir.
When you are writing from same source, your language will be same, explanation will be same. When examiner is reading that answer, first person may be getting good marks, second person will be getting further less, and if fifth answer is same, he will be punished.
Yes, sir.
Because examiner never wants to read monotonous answers.
True, sir.
If answers are monotonous, marking will be average. Therefore, read some quality materials, quality texts. There are plenty of quality texts you can find out. I have mentioned that in Vajiram website. Go at least 1 to 2 books for each component of your syllabus. For thinkers, you can go for one reading. For institutions, you can go for another reading. You can go for one reading for methodology. So read, IGNO materials are good. E-Pathshala materials are good. Anthony Giddens' Capitalism, Modern Social Theory is good. Raymond Aron is good. Huxley is good. Then Horolumbus is good. So there are some good materials available. Quality materials you should not be compromising with.
True.
Substandard key text you should never ever read. Because see, the most important thing is the prime part of your life you are investing on this. Your life and time are important. There is no shortcut to success. Prepare well, write good answers, revise your materials time and again, be confident, do test series. You will be finding out it's so easy to clear UPSC with a good score in the subject.
True, sir. Sir, how would we say sociology is a static or a dynamic subject, sir?
Sociology, let me tell you, it is a combination of both. If you look into sociological theories, Marx has written his theory and he died. Weber wrote his theory and he died. So what they have spoken, that they have spoken. We are revisiting these theories, interpreting these theories, bringing new dimension to their approaches, applying their approaches to different contexts. So these are the static part of sociology syllabus to which we are recently adding dynamism.
Okay.
But suppose there are areas like protest and movement. We find out every day new kind of protest is coming. Suppose, movement against corruption. Anna Hazare. Now LGBT movement.
Yes, sir.
So every day you find out new movement is coming up, environmental movement. So there are certain areas in sociology which are dynamic. Like globalization and its impact. Like breakdown of family. Rise of household patterns. Then urban sociology, urban relationship. So there are dynamic areas of sociology as well. So when you are doing dynamic parts of sociology, use current affairs in it and explain current affairs in a sociological way.
Okay.
And when you are doing static part, talk about this contribution of the scholar and give interpretation of contemporary scholars to it. So therefore combine both the things. And always remember, sociology is not a stereotypical subject. It involves, a kind of analysis, kind of explanation, which is a synthesis of what theories are speaking about and what you see in real life situation today. So therefore involve dynamism and primarily staticness together, develop a twist between the two and present your answer. And that will be best answer.
Okay. So hearing at your answers, it definitely feels like guidance is really important when you go for this optional journey. And looking at the awesomeness of your classes, sir, please give some insight of what kind of teaching style, that unique teaching style that you follow in the classroom, and what is the pattern of the classroom that students should look for in this optional journey when
that
they'll
will
be
be
joining.
a kind of self-glorification. I'll not be getting into
So
that.
you're just being humble.
No. So I'll be just telling you something.
Yes, sir.
What Vajiram offers.
Yes, sir.
Then talking about what will be the nature of classes.
Yes, sir.
See, in sociology, I used to take 90% of the course, 95% of the course.
Yes, sir.
Few lectures intentionally I give on rotational basis to one of the IAS officers. Every year these teachers change because they have just cleared the exam recently. They take one or two chapter topics so that they can tell you how they have prepared and got good scores in sociology.
Okay.
So that I do. There may be one teacher, supplementary teacher, doing some subsidiary areas. So as and when I may be needing a leave for 1 or 2 days. So 95% of the syllabus I will complete. 5% of the syllabus intentionally will be given to others. You will be giving so much of informations that you will be finding it difficult to collect even if you read 30 to 50 books. Each lecture will be having informations with so many years of experience of teaching, and also the continuous reading that a professional does. So you don't have to chase for the books and chase for other materials. So you will be updated in sociology, and teaching standard will be equivalent to teaching standard of the masters in any best of the best universities of the country. In addition to that, I know you enjoyed the lecture today, tomorrow you are going to forget. So looking into these limitations of the students, because by background, your background is engineering, medical. So you will be enjoying the lectures. Next day you will be forgetting the concepts. So every month I will be conducting a test.
Okay.
So we will be knowing that test mein what you are going to write. Enjoying the lectures and writing the content to clear the exam are two different things.
True, sir.
So first, you collect information, then you comprehend the information, then you write answers on this information. And if your answer, and remember, these answers will be collected by the university professors. Professors will be given the responsibility. I will not be evaluating your scripts. Because if I evaluate the scripts what I have taught, I may be biased.
True, sir.
So therefore answers will be given to other professors. They will be evaluating the scripts so that objectivity can be maintained. Because examiners will be of their rank only. If they give you 160 marks, examiner is bound to give you 150 marks or 165 marks. So these papers will be evaluated and feedback will be given. Feedback will be exhaustive. As much you are writing, maybe that much if you evaluators will be giving you, correcting word by word, sentences, correcting the content. On these questions, answers will be given to you. I will not be saying model answers. So answers will be given to you on these questions so that you know how a good quality answer should be written.
Okay.
So means 4 months, 5 tests will be conducted. Thereafter, I will be conducting weekly tests. One chapter will be given. You write questions on that chapter. So a weekly test will be given, and you will be having a pool of around 150 to 200 answers. If you have written 200 answers, revise them well, you will never be getting questions beyond what you have prepared. So therefore, use your time in a most efficient manner, be confident, enjoy your classes. And for your information, let me tell you, there are so many students. Those who have taken admission in June,
yes, sir.
Cleared the exam, writing the exam in November. Many such candidates are there.
Okay.
So only thing is how you are using your time. Sit in the class for 2.5 hours, go back home and primarily comprehend the entire information for 2.5 hours. Job is done. Always remember, hard-earned money of the parents, prime youth of your life, you are investing on this exam. Be at your best, be organized, be focused. You'll be winning the war.
So as you have given such diverse years of your life to sociology, it has become an integral part of your life, you would say. It seems like sociology worships you, sir.
No. I'm a very small,
Yes,
person, because I am really obliged to the teachers, the great genius of the country,
yes, sir.
who made sociology discipline here.
Yes, sir.
I had this fortune of primarily studying with the, all great minds of sociology. M.S. Rao, Andre Bete, S.D. Badge, Anand Chakravarti, they're all big names. Our generation is fortunate. And I'm privileged.
So yeah, again being humble, sir.
No.
Students definitely have so much liking for you. So in concluding words, sir, what would you like to say to the students who are going to join us in this optional program? What they are going to look out for in this program?
See, let me tell you,
Yes, sir.
optional to choose is your preference.
Hmm.
But once you sit inside the class, you are my responsibility. And it is not primarily a commercial relationship between you and me. So, you will be there with me all through your journey. I'll hold your hand. And if you primarily clear, I'll be considering my effort is becoming meaningful.
That is so generous, sir. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope we have debusted like all the myths that students have in their mind, and we have cleared all of their doubts. I hope they will be joining us in our sociology optional program, which is starting from 25th of June. Today, we'll be taking leave now, and we will be back with another such sessions, and I'll be asking questions on your behalf. Make sure you join us again. Till then, you have to keep studying. Thank you so much, sir, again for joining us.
Let me just add one thing.
Sure, sir.
Whether
sir.
you join or not join,
Yes, sir.
any problem you have in sociology, if you consider I'm worthy enough to address them, you can write mails to me or you can talk to Vajiram, I'll answer them. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.